Right, so you join us today in the abandoned city of Varosha, in the north of the island of Cyprus. It was abandoned in 1974 after the Turkish invasion of the north of the island, and for the last 50 or so years it has laid completely abandoned and occupied. And only until recently people have been able to actually come inside here and have a look at parts of the abandoned city. So today we're going to take a look around after our, well, you'll see in a second, our somewhat convoluted walk/bus journey to actually get in here. It took longer than we thought it was going to, but we made it. We've got about 2 hours of sunlight left. We're kind of hungry, need to get a snack, need to get a drink, need to use the toilet, but after that we'll check out some abandoned buildings. Don't think you can go in them, of course, without getting potentially shot by the UN, but we'll do what we can. We'll have an explore, see what we can find. Trouble. I think if you send a drone in, like, they might not let us through.
I put it in the sport mode.
My main objective is to get some videos of the signs that say warning mines. That's the main objective. It's funny they have, public toilets in the checkpoint station. Very accommodating. And there is essentially going to be a bunch of, it's fun, it's like signs just to the left and right that just say warning mines. Oh look.
No, that's a TNRC checkpoint. You can tell by the TNRC and Turkish flags.
Aha, yes.
What flag is that?
Ah, yeah, they're the fun signs there.
Stop no photography.
It's these ones down here.
Look. Oh, UN authorised press. I thought that said unauthorised.
You can get the sign that says mines. And I get denied entry immediately. Video all the signs that say no videoing. Especially the ones that say mines with a skull and crossbone. Yeah, I guess we just queue up with the vehicles. We are a car.
It's a state of mind.
It's sort of like going through a drive-through at McDonald's. We're just going to gradually see more and more abandoned buildings, I think, as we go along. But there's already, I mean, even just going along this bit, when you see like Varosha on the right-hand side, it's pretty cool. We have successfully made it across the, well, I'm not going to say we're in Turkey, because that's, we are in the Turkish-occupied northern part of Cyprus. There's a lot of signs for no photography. Technically, I'm not doing photography, I'm taking a video. But I think that counts, does it?
No, that's cinematography.
Cinematography, yeah, they should have... exactly, yeah. Forbidden zone.
And movie.
But that's using a camcorder though, again, this is not...
This isn't a movie, it's a short film.
It's a short film, it's a vlog more than anything, you know, it's a documentary.
They're different there.
It almost looks like it. I mean, this entire part of the island is just like walking through a paused war zone.
I think, literally.
Well, that's what it is. It is walking through a paused war zone.
It never came to any peace.
When did it stop again? When was the 1974? So that is 50 years now that it has just been sat still. So the abandoned area starts here, at the border pretty much. At the buffer zone.
Green line.
At the green line, and just continues for a couple of miles. Yeah, this bit's especially weird because you've got like left and right side of the road, both fenced off. So the road is just like a slither of accessible space. I think what happens is as we go further down, the left side gradually becomes occupied and used again, and then the right side is just the abandoned, unoccupied zone. But this little weird slither is very strange.
How small it is, I would say 90mm mortar.
Definitely a bomb. That's a very weird place for a shop. Left side, out of bounds. Right side, out of bounds. Shop. It's kind of an eerie scene, isn't it? And a windmill. It's quite a significant building there as well. Yes, we're starting to see some evidence now that the left side has actually got some farmland occupation. I think the farmers get some more of an agreement, I believe, to use parts of the land. I know there's been some disputes about farmers encroaching too far into the buffer zone. But it makes sense that they'd let the farmers use some of the land, otherwise it is completely wasted. But then of course some of it is still minefields, so it makes sense that... Wouldn't really want a combine harvester coming in contact with a mine now, would you? Right, so that's the end of the left side being occupied, well, out of bounds, I guess. Now we just have regular occupied territory on the left and extensive Varosha to our right. Don't know whether I trust that meze restaurant. Testament to longevity of concrete. So, update. We decided to walk halfway there for some stupid reason.
We is a strong word.
You didn't really put much of a fight. We just sort of started walking. Didn't find a bus, didn't find a taxi. We had a taxi drive past us and abandon us, and we got a bus maybe going back for us now. So we're going to post up and try and figure out if we can get one of those, because otherwise we've got a little bit, quite a way to walk still. Almost welcome to Varosha. Bonus points to Varosha. The bus from Derrynera to Varosha is free. Who knew?
It's weird that they've redone this road.
That's weird. Modern road. Not so modern road. So we have successfully made it into Varosha. Mike's had his drone confiscated immediately after a very confusing discussion with the people at the gate. They almost let us in with it, but I feel like he probably would have got shot out of the sky if he tried to use it anyway, so probably for the best. As you can see, we've got some lovely modern infrastructure on the ground, and then some dilapidated buildings that are 50 years old everywhere else.
I don't know, mate. Those guys did not look like crack shots to me. They didn't look like crack shots to me.
Yeah, I don't know whether they've had much practice in the last 50 years.
They look like every other guard we've seen in Cyprus, which is they just sleep on a white plastic chair. George Regent.
Classic British postbox. Now this place kind of feels like a really weird theme park / movie set for a disaster movie. It's kind of it's a bit dystopian how it's literally a paused scene from a war that now is just open to the public with tourists walking around. It does make you feel a bit weird. As you can see behind me, the extent of Varosha stretches all the way across the coastline, all the way around, roughly where we started off at the checkpoint earlier. Now the total area of Varosha is like 2.5 square miles, which is equal to that of Pripyat in Ukraine, after obviously Chernobyl happened. So there's a square area, the size of this actual place is massive, yet it is vastly unknown compared to the likes of Pripyat, obviously, because Pripyat had the whole fallout from the nuclear reactor as well, which made it slightly more of a bigger deal at the time. But it's amazing because this whole area was essentially the go-to place for a very long time for tourists in this area, and ever since 1974 now it's just completely abandoned. And the crazy thing is that there isn't even holiday resorts and hotels to this extent anywhere else in Cyprus. Like, this would be, if this was still active, it would be the largest and probably most popular place still.
Yeah, there's more here than in Paphos.
Paphos is pretty flat in comparison in terms of extent of hotels and buildings.
Well, this beach.
The forbidden entry sign. Imagine that was probably some underground parking previously. Do you reckon that one over there was just unfinished, or do you reckon it got absolutely wrecked?
Well,
Bit of both, maybe.
you'd expect to see concrete formed around the rebar if it had been finished.
That rebar looks completely... It looks like it's been hit by something, because I'm not sure that's natural wear and tear on that rebar.
Yeah, but also wouldn't be that much of it exposed or clean.
Start to see some of the evidence of the war. Some of the bullet holes in the buildings, likely from a 50 cal or something similar. This one here that was hit with an artillery shell of sorts. A lot of the buildings show general signs of disrepair and aging, but that sort of damage does not happen naturally over the course of 50 years. As a result, well, they must be using some of them for accommodation, because
I think those are their pink structures.
well, otherwise those clothes have been there for 50 years and they're doing well 50 years old otherwise.
There's water tanks in it.
So they are.
And those telecom dishes came after 1950.
It also almost looks like those columns, centre columns, have been painted recently as well, somewhat, compared to everything else.
Afraid of more. British government or like the Chinese embassy?
That's a good question. So just to give some context into how popular this area was back in its heyday. I'm not sure you can make it out there, but John Kennedy, JFK, was known to holiday in this hotel back before 1974 when it all kicked off. And I mean, here we've got a really nice example of where nature decided to take back and reclaim this building behind me. This whole place is a really nice example of sort of juxtaposition where you've got holidaymakers and tourists who have returned, but for a different purpose. Meanwhile, the whole area sits derelict as a sort of timestamp of how it was left after that war that happened here.
If I had a drone, we could see that.
One of our questions has been answered. Why don't the cranes collapse? They do sometimes. Evidence as such. So this is interesting because only certain roads have been opened, certain select roads to actually walk through and see. As a result, you sort of lose the sense of how the nature's like taking back to some degree in the main sort of touristy areas. But then when you get to areas like this, where it's still completely untouched, there would have been a road here previously and same sort of infrastructure, but you get a much better idea of how it's just reclaimed by nature. An example of what appears to be old street light or some lighting signs, which is quite interesting. Also the glass is blown out. And then we have these sort of main crossroads of Varosha that you can get to, with the old Toyota building, which has become quite a famous landmark in this area. What appears to be a sort of used road going through, I think probably just by the UN, for access through. That's a cool street. So this bit especially gives you sort of ghost town vibes, because this is less like the hotels earlier where a lot of them are just kind of ripped out and obviously been stripped for whatever reason. So it almost looks like they're unfinished. This is a lot more raw, abandoned shops and restaurants and things. You've got pieces of destroyed furniture still in buildings and a lot more overgrown sort of trees and branches starting to make their way back through in the buildings. All the signs still sort of in place and falling off. Almost in sort of like a cliche fashion. We've got one letter here of the, what was that, Shion house hanging off by a thread.
Fashion house, you mean?
Fashion house, I would have said fashion house. Shion
What do you think
house.
a Shion is?
I don't know, I thought it might be a foreign language. Serious rubble behind me. Got the old Cyprus Airways travel agents with what appears to be a Boeing 727. daily flights to all these places. Might struggle to get one of those now, I think.